Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to get out of debt and simplify our financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Well, hi everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Christmas Eve Eve. Christmas Eve Eve? I think so. Christmas Eve. Eve. There should be 3 Eves. Welcome to The Simple Budget, where we discuss inane and frivolous things that don't really matter. Anyway, happy Friday. I hope that you are not feeling crazed or stressed or overwhelmed today. I know that the holiday season can be very stressful and very overwhelming, but I hope that you also remember that it is an important time to just relax and spend some time with your friends and family. And if the holiday holds religious meaning for you, then it is a time to reflect on Emmanuel, God with us. So the chaos is not really part of the equation, or we shouldn't let it be anyway. And I know that I'm equally as guilty of that. So I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to you. So anyways, today we are here for the regular, good old-fashioned weekly check-in. If you happen to be new to my channel, it is the video in which we hold ourselves accountable for the last week of non-cash spending. So if you happen to be new to cash budgeting, cash stuffing, zero-based budgeting, we pull physical cash out of our bank. We put it in our little envelopes here in a variety of different categories. But as is the case in the modern times, you don't always have cash to spend, or you cannot always spend cash depending on what you're doing or where you're going. And so if you have cash pulled for a particular category of your budget, you do need to return that cash back to the bank. And so that's what my weekly check-in video functions as. It is an accountability so that I can return that money to the bank so that we don't overdraw our account, because that would be bad. So after all of this rambling and without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my expense tracking sheets from my budget binder, zoom you guys in, and we will get into tracking all of these expenses because we've got a lot to go over. So rather than get mired down in the pomp and circumstance of removing this expense tracker from my budget planner for you guys on camera, I just went ahead and pulled it out off camera because we don't need to be focusing our attention on that. If you are new and you do not know, I have an Etsy shop where I sell this expense tracker as an individual digital download. And then it's also part of my my budget planner, my monthly budget planner, which is available in printable or digital format. And my Etsy shop is always linked below. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we are going to go ahead and get stuck into this video because I have a lot of expenses to go over with you guys. And we all know I have a tendency to ramble. And so we're just going to jump right in here. So first up, on the 13th, we had a Target purchase for $10.27. I can't remember at this point what this was. It might have been coffee. I mean, like, let's be honest here. On my channel, the likelihood of it having been coffee is pretty high. So this one, actually, this is a great way of jumping into the video. None of my grocery purchases are going to be returned to the bank this week. We went way over our grocery budget with my husband's family coming into town. And so, our grocery envelope is empty, but we are very, very fortunate in that we had some we had some money come in. My husband had to go away on a business trip, and he gets like a daily allowance for food for that. I think it's called like per diem or something like that. Anyway, he always spends under his allotment, and so he just gets that money. Like they give him the money per day. And so whatever he doesn't spend, he keeps. And so that money has gone toward our grocery bill this month. We have also taken some from my Etsy paycheck and we've put it toward grocery. And then there was like something else. Oh, we were so fortunate. So our car insurance company, does this thing, I guess, where if you're like a good driver, or I don't know, whatever, they give you like a credit toward your bill at the end of the year. And so we had because we had earmarked money for our car insurance, we had $100 that we did not have to pay to car insurance this month. And so we took that overage and put it toward grocery as well. So we were so pleased with the fact that that money kind of coincided with the need for us to have a lot of extra grocery money. And so I will not be returning any of the grocery money to the bank. I put it on my expense tracker because I was expecting to have to pay it back, but then this all kind of worked out and we were very happy with that. So that I'm going to get that explanation out of the way. So any grocery purchase you see in here is just not going to have to be returned to the bank. Next up was a PayPal purchase. It was $53.98. And these are both coming from different YouTube funds. One of them is coming from materials and the other one is coming from my YouTube fund of itself. I have just a YouTube fund that I put toward like giveaways and things like that. So I'm gonna have to pay back $30 to the bank from my materials envelope, and the YouTube expense was $23.98, and so I'm going to be paying $24 back to the bank. Again, if you happen to be new to my channel, we don't keep cash or change rather in these envelopes, and so we round up to the next dollar. My husband tracks the change overage, and we allow that to just build up in our bank account as a buffer or miscellaneous fund that we do pull from time to time, and you'll even see that in this video as well. Next up, also on the 13th, a big, ginormous Target purchase, but you'll see I've got the category crossed out because it does break down into multiple categories. It was $227.12. And let's just get right into it. So first up is going to be household for $40. And I legit can't remember what this was. I know I picked up like some paper towels and stuff like that. So again, just like with family coming into town, like I think I probably went a little overboard on household goods and things this month, but I just was like, I don't know if you guys are like this, but I get into this like panic mode where it's like, what if I run out? And it's like, there's not a grocery store 14 seconds away from my house that I could replenish the thing, even if I did run out. But I'm something of like a hoarder when it comes to stuff like this. So, paper towels and something else. And it was $40. And then gifts was for $12. And I think I bought like wrapping paper and something else. I can't remember. But I pulled that. You know what? It might have been Scotch tape. Because, how much do you go through Scotch tape at Christmas time? I ask you. And so that comes from our gifts fund. Because technically, like wrapping paper and Scotch tape that is specific, we really only use Scotch tape for wrapping presents. So we just pull that from gifts. The grocery was $86.12. Again, we are not returning grocery to the bank because that money has already been kind of dealt with. And YouTube, can't remember why it's coming from a YouTube fund, but it was $60. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was for the giveaway gift card, my 5K giveaway, which if you are a recipient of that, I recognize that we are now weeks after that. My shop went crazy at the same time that my giveaway was, and I'm still working on, like, I have to prioritize getting out my orders. I hope you guys understand. I have to prioritize getting out orders to people over my giveaway stuff just because that affects like my Etsy ratings and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, but this is for the main giveaway recipient. And then for Christmas of 2023, I think I got some stocking stuffers. And so it was $29, and I will not be returning this to the bank. I recorded it. I don't need to record this stuff because all of our Christmas for 2023 money is in the bank already. So I accidentally put the 29 over here, but I don't have to return it. Next up, this was fun. So I decided, again, with family coming into town, I was not pleased. Well, yeah, I was just not pleased with some of the organization of certain things in my house. And one of the things that I've been meaning to update for a while now is actually our under the kitchen sink organization. I just wanted it to be a little bit more streamlined. And so I went ahead, and this is going to crop up a couple times here. I went ahead and purchased some organizational items to just go ahead and take care of making sure that my kitchen sink was completely organized. And I got to tell you, I've done it obviously since this, these purchases were quite a few days old. All this stuff came in and I organized under my kitchen sink, and it makes me so happy now. There's something about closets and pantries and under your sinks being completely organized that just makes you feel like you can breathe a little bit. At least that's how I am. So there will be a couple purchases for this, and this first one was $27.27, and I'll be returning $28 to the bank. Next up, Amazon for Christmas for, what's that say, $28.44. Either way, I don't have to return it to the bank because it's for this Christmas. I don't even know why I put it down here, honestly, but maybe I thought I would remember what it was, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, I think it was a gift for no. It wasn't a gift for my husband, because if it was, that would come from my personal spending. I don't know what this was. Yep, can't remember, really trying and cannot. Next up was an Amazon purchase. This one's coming from household. What was it? Oh my gosh, I realized that I was out of my shower cleaner, and I was like, holy smokes, I need that to clean showers. So I ran on Amazon and purchased it really quickly because I knew I'd be able to get it the next day. The total was $28.20. I'll be returning $28 to the bank because we just pulled this 20 cents from our virtual coin jar. That's what we call our online miscellaneous buffer situation. I'm trying to move this sheet up. Here we go. Next up, again, for the under the sink organization stuff, Amazon, it's coming from House Project. I recognize most of you know that we're saving to redo the office so that it can function for both my husband and myself. But I felt like this was a worthwhile little diversion because a decluttered house is a decluttered mind as far as I'm concerned. And so, or an organized house is an organized mind, however you want to look at it. And so this because I wasn't pulling that much money from it, I felt good about doing that. And so it was $52.18, and I'll be returning $52 to the bank. Next up was just an Apple purchase that was an app for my phone. And so it's going to come from my Hers envelope. It was $2.11, and I'll be returning $2 to the bank because my husband allowed me to pull the 11 cents from our little buffer account. So that worked out like that. And this one, you guys are going to laugh. It's a mug. I got it from Amazon, and I wanted a clear glass one, so I'm hoping this one fits my criteria. By now, you've probably already seen, or if you haven't, my Christmas mug collection video went up on Wednesday, and I have criteria that I like my coffee mugs to meet, one of them being that they're large. And so I found a clear glass mug that holds a lot, hopefully. Hopefully it's as big as I think it is. Anyway, it was $4.33, and so I'll be taking $5 back to the bank. This is another Amazon purchase. Amazon really got a lot of my business this past week. Goodness. Okay, so the total is $56.86, and it's broken down into a couple of categories. This was, I ended up getting some vellum which I always, if I find a good price for it, I just grab it because it's just smart. And some shipping labels. And so it's going to be coming from shipping supplies and materials. And the materials charge was $18.86. I'll be returning $19 to the bank. And for shipping supplies, it was just $38. Next up, super fun. We did go to see the Nutcracker, and it was just so fantastic. We had a great time. I'm so glad that we saved the money for that and spent the money on this. It was such a worthwhile little family event thing that we went to, and we were even more excited that we cash funded the whole thing. It was just this whole year of cash funding things that we have saved money for has been the most, I think, like emotionally rewarding or psychologically rewarding financial year. Just overall, our whole financial year has been just, it's been incredible to just see the changes and have the money there because we actually saved for it, and I disciplined myself enough not to spend it on something frivolous. Like, it's just been incredible, and the progress that we're seeing financially is amazing. And man, I say this a lot, but like, if you are on the fence about budgeting this way, just do it. It's just so rewarding. So anyway, when we went to see the Nutcracker, we got some concessions. I just put concessions because it was like some weird company name or whatever. So I got a glass of wine. My kids got some waters and some M&Ms. And so it was, because they price gouge at these places, it was $32.25, and we'll be returning $32 to the bank. And we had a separate purchase that night. We actually bought more waters. And so it was $12.99 for another like 2 water bottles, I think. And so we'll be taking $13 back to the bank. I know that was like a random, like, not vent session because it was like a positive thing, but monologue to go on. But I cannot stress to you guys enough, like, how important focusing on your budgeting and disciplining yourself to say no to yourself for things that are just not necessary. The benefits that we've seen from that this year are just innumerable. So anyways, I'll be done. Next up this was something that I purchased for my husband. It's not really like a stocking stuffer, but it's just like a little Christmas item. I'm not going to say what it is because he does watch my channel. But because I have already gone over his Christmas budget, I'm pulling this from my own personal spending, and it was $12.20, and I'll be returning $12 to the bank. Next up, another grocery purchase. This was at Whole Foods. This is like part of our Christmas groceries spending, something that we definitely realized that we need to earmark more money for, or any money for, actually, in Christmas of 2024, because when we were factoring when we were having a conversation about our Christmas budget and who was going to be getting what and what we were going to be spending it on, food was never a factor in the conversation, which was so silly. And we've managed to buffer Christmas up in different ways, but we've changed the way that or the amount of money that we were planning to budget for next Christmas to accommodate these things that we didn't think of this year. But that's the beauty of budgeting, is you just kind of acclimate and adapt as you go. Once you find the holes in your plan and realize, oh, we didn't consider this or that or whatever, you just kind of adapt and change for the following year. This has definitely been a year of lessons and just like learning as we go. But it's been, like I've mentioned before, even in this video now, like 1,000 times, it's so worthwhile. So, but we're going to be changing things up for 2024 just a little bit to accommodate some of the lessons that we've learned along the way. So, and as I mentioned, I think in Monday's cash stuffing. That's when it was. And Monday's cash stuffing, I did mention that my daughter wasn't feeling well the night that we went to see the Nutcracker, but because we had already purchased the tickets and there's no refunds, it was like $300 and something. So we went, but what we did was instead of going out to dinner first, we just ate some Chick-fil-A in so that she could rest on the couch a little bit before we left. It wasn't like a stomach bug or something. If it had been a stomach bug, we would have had to stay home. It was just more like a very low-grade fever and like, a sore throat kind of situation. So it lasted 24 hours, and with a good night's sleep, she was fine the next day. But we stayed in the house so she could relax a little bit. So we all got some Chick-fil-A. It was $47.37, and I'm returning $47 to the bank. This is going to come from our dine out category. Next up, oh my gosh, this is a story. So on my birthday, I had my hair cut, which you'll see, further down here. And some of the ladies at the salon and I were chatting about like different freebies that you can get on your birthday. So like on my birthday, I went and got my free Starbucks, and then they were like, oh yeah, and you can get a Krispy Kreme donut for free and blah, blah, blah. So like we don't have Krispy Kremes in my particular area, so I didn't get a Krispy Kreme donut for my birthday, but that thing would have destroyed me anyway. Well, I mean, frankly, the cookie probably didn't do me any good anyway, but it was my birthday. But I looked up, and I'll go ahead and link the article that I found of like a bunch of different freebies for your birthday. And on the list was crumble cookies. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way. So I had to actually run over to Target, and there was a crumble cookies in the Target parking lot where I was. And so I was like, I'm going to pop in and get my birthday freebie cookie. So I go in, and first of all, there was this like cranky, moody 20-something working behind the counter. And I said, hi, I just want to check in and see if you guys still do the free birthday cookie. And she was like, oh yeah, but you have to download the app and you have to do it 24 hours before your birthday. And I was like, all right. I said, well, I don't have the app. So is there any way I can just show you my ID to prove to you that it's my birthday, and then you can just give me my free birthday cookie? And she was like, no. So I probably should have left then and there, because I didn't particularly care for her attitude, because I just think that, especially when you're in customer service, like you are not going to ever hear me say that the customer is always right, because the customer is not always right. But when you are in customer service, it probably is beneficial to have a personality that is A, good with people, and two, the idea that you start off with good service. The customer can certainly work themselves into a position with you where they don't deserve good customer service, but you should always start off offering good customer service if you are in the service industry. That's always been my motto. I have worked with people every job that I have ever had has always been a job where I have worked very closely with people. And this is why I have the motto that the customer is not always right, because I do not believe that. But I do believe that very much your attitude goes a long way. And that if you start off treating people well, you'd be very surprised. Even the crankiest of customers you can win over to your side. So anyways, that being said, I had my heart set on my chocolate chip cookie for my birthday, and so I did purchase one for myself. And so it was $4.18, and I will be returning $4 to the bank. My husband was like, you're not going to round up to $5 for a cookie that you shouldn't have had to pay for to begin with. So, and he also didn't make me take that from my personal spending. We took it from Dine Out. So that sweet man of mine, I tell you. This is for my haircut. It was my tip. It was the tip that I gave my hairdresser. And because it was Christmas, I tipped her a little bit more than I usually would. But the tip app that they use charges you tax. I was so irritated. So I gave her a $30 tip. But the tax was $31.36. And so I'll be returning $31 to the bank, because again, my husband was like, I don't want you to have to round up to the next dollar. They shouldn't have taxed the tip to begin with. So anyways, and then my haircut charge showed up after the tip charge did, which was funny. But my haircut was $85. And so this is both of these charges will come from my pretty hair envelope. I don't know if I have enough to cover both. But if I don't, I will just go ahead and pull whatever I don't have in pretty hair from my own personal spending as well, because I wanted to make sure she got a nice tip for Christmas. So that's just the way to do it. Anyways, next up was an Amazon purchase, and I don't know why I recorded it because, again, our Christmas money is in our checking account. It's not something that I have to return to the bank for my envelopes here. And this was something for my son. He wanted a hoodie. And so it was $36.79. Next up, I went to Joann Fabrics and bought my mother-in-law a gift card there for Christmas because she is like a quilter, knitter, all of the things, all of the crafty things. And so I got her a $50 gift card. And again, I don't know why I recorded these because our Christmas money is already in the bank, but here we find ourselves. Again, with this one, I did have to ship some Christmas presents to some family and friends. And so the total for that was $44.14. And that also came from our Christmas budget. And that's something that we kind of didn't really earmark money for either. That was another lesson that we learned, like, we're going to have to go ahead and budget shipping charges like into our Christmas fund for next year. So, but anyway, we managed to kind of fudge it a little bit. So we got it all sorted. And then, next up, I did this wrong. So I was at Starbucks inside of Target. It was a $25.14 purchase. And I split it into two different categories because it really was two different categories. We bought two $5 gift cards for my kids' stockings. Because even though they don't get coffee at Starbucks, every now and then when we go into Starbucks as a family, we will treat them to like a little pastry item or whatever. And so I was like, it'll be really fun to include a little gift card in their stockings so that the next time we go to Starbucks as a family, they can get like a little something from Starbucks as well. So that's why we did that. And then also their Christmas coffee was on sale. It was 50% off. And I was so excited because we love the Christmas blend. And so we bought 2 bags of it. And so it was $15.14. And I don't know why. I'm just going to cross this out because our grocery money is not going back to the bank because we already sorted all that out. Next up, another Target purchase. You all know how I do. It was $120.63 and multiple categories here. So Christmas was $82. And again, we're not returning that to the bank. Partay was $10. And I'm trying to remember what this for. What did I get for that fell in the Partay category? I don't know. I'm really racking my brain here and I can't remember. And then last up was grocery for $28.63. I told you we went over groceries, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all coming together. None of this went on a credit card. No debt was added. And that's really all that matters. But I don't have to pay that back to the bank, obviously, because that money has already been fixed. And then last up, I actually forgot to purchase a couple of makeup items that I usually buy from Target. And so I popped back in there the next day and got them from there. So it was $19.40 and I will be returning $20 to the bank. And that is it. It was an entire sheet. I don't think I've ever filled an entire sheet of purchases in 1 week. But I mean, 'tis the season and all of those things. We don't usually let go of this much money in 1 week, but it's just one of those things, like I said, 'tis the season. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and zoom you guys back out. And then when I do, we'll add up all of the money that I expect to have in total to return to the bank, and then we will unstuff the cash. Alrighty, so as I always do, I will zoom you guys through the portion of this video where I just add up all of the dollars, and then once I'm done doing that part, we will go ahead and unstuff this cash. So here we go. So it looks like we should have $592 at the end of this. I'm going to go ahead and make that little note right here. and then we will get into unstuffing this cash. So we all know that this is always like a super fun adventure. I'm gonna pop into high priority because what I do know that I have in high priority is some categories where I just spend, or I have a lot of small denominations so that if I need to make change, I can. I'm just putting my little, what's this called? My cash tray. My cash tray, which by the way, I haven't told you guys in quite some time, but it's from an Etsy shop called Funds and Fun. And she makes these and they come in different colors, and a lot of them are neutrals, which was just my absolute love language. And so I will go ahead and leave her linked below. Go ahead and check out her Etsy shop. She's just so great. So anyways, yeah, I'm just going to go first into household because I know that I have small bills in there. And what I'm going to do, let's see. So I'm seeing 2 household purchases here. So 40 and 28. I think those are the only 2. So that's 68 that I should be looking to pull from household. And I don't know if I have 68 in here, but I can just stuff it less next week. Household, here we go. We got a 10 on top, so that doesn't bode well for 68. 10, 15, 25, 35, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 49. So actually, we're not that shy. So I'm 19 shy. So let me just go ahead. Well, here, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to put my change over here. And this will definitely, if nothing else, this will be really good for pulling change back. So let me just put minus 19 at the bottom. And I'm going to cross that off or put a check mark. And let me find this other one, put a 0 and a check mark there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop really quickly into my cash stuffing plan for the next week. Oh wait, that's not right. There we go. December, here we go. Here's my cash stuffing plan. And I'm just gonna put minus 19 next to household. Minus 19. So that I don't pull, so I don't stuff it next week and then we were running a deficit in that account. So, or that envelope or category. Goodness gracious. English is hard. Okay, let's pop down to, I gotta look for another high priority sinking fund here because that's the envelope or the binder that I'm in right now. I know, pretty air, Christmas, grocery, oh, that's it. Oh no, toiletries, $20 from toiletries. And that will be it for, oh, I could get rid of some of these ones. I might just 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Does that leave me one? Oh, I still have, yeah, I still have plenty of ones. I'll just double check that. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stop making noise in my channel. You're getting cookies for the kids and you. There it is. Now in toiletries, we have 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 50, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 54 remaining in toiletries. I'll put a little check mark there. And I have 54 left. Alrighty. So now we're gonna go into low priority sinking funds. A lot of this cash is coming from there. And first up, we'll go, no, not gifts, Christmas, house project. Oh, I know I have a few for house project. So let's just add those up. 28, let me find my pen actually. 28 plus 52. Oh, that's it. All right, that's 80. So $80 from house project for a completely reorganized kitchen sink. I will take it. Okay, here we go. So 50, 70, 80. Perfect. So remaining in house project, I know we have 500 in the bank, or is it just 500? Yeah, 500, 600, 700, 800, 50, 900, 50, 70, 90, 1,010, 15, 20, 5, 30, 1, and 2. So 1,032 left in house project. So that did not really interfere with the progress of our house project to be able to do that. And for my peace of mind, it was worth it. So let me just find my house project. Okay. So 1,032, cross that off, and then cross that off. All right. And now family fun, here we go. So 32 and 13, do I have any more? Nope. That's 45 that we are pulling out of family fun. Oh, y'all are really gonna play. Come on. All right, so I'll put the 100 in and pull 55 back. So 55. So now in family fun, we have 50, 70, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, and 92. So 92 left in family fun. And we will be using this a little bit when my husband's parents are here as well. But it's going to be fun. So 92 remaining in family fun. Are y'all just as surprised as I am that I'm remembering these numbers? Because goodness, we all know my memory has been a little wonky lately. Okay, so we're going into hers, but I want to jump first actually into my hair because I want to make sure that I have the money that I need, because whatever I don't have, I'm going to have to pull from my own personal spending. So I'm looking at, I need to pull 116 from Pretty Hair. So we'll see if I have all 116. 50, 70, 85, 95, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No way! I am just $1 shy. So I'll just need to pull an extra $1 from my spending. That's crazy. Even with the extra tip, so I had a little bit of a buffer in there. That's so cool. I'm glad that I had that in there to give to her. She's such a sweetheart. Actually, I'll tell you a little story about her. So when I was in there for my haircut, like I mentioned, it was my birthday, and my family was sending me lots of like text messages and stuff wishing me a happy birthday. And my mom sent me a text. Well, she sent it in our family group chat that one of my aunts had mentioned to her about, because I was the first grandchild on my mom's side. And this is going to be like a Veda story time. I'm sorry. But I was the first grandchild on my mom's side. And so there were like 19 people in the waiting room when I was born. And I was born before you could get a sonogram telling you what the sex of your baby was going to be. So my aunt shared the memory of my dad coming out into the waiting room, and he was just so excited and crying and telling everybody that it was a girl, and that my mom, you know, was a champ and all that kind of stuff. And so I was sitting there and I was reading that message, and I sent a message back to them, and I said I could just see my dad like pumping his fists when my dad would get like really amped up and excited about something. My dad was a very expressive, excited, just like emotional in a good way kind of guy. And so I said, you know, back to my family, I said, I can just see dad like, you know, crying and pumping his fists because he's just so excited, you know, because I was their first kid. Not that your other children who are not the first are not just as exciting. I was just as excited to have had my daughter as I was my son. And so I sat there and I was just remembering my dad, and I started crying in the little waiting area of my salon. And so my hairdresser comes out and she was like, "Hey, oh gosh, are you okay?" Cause I was like sitting there crying. And, it's one of those things, like my dad will have been passed for 2 years in January. And, the grief never stops, but it hits you in different ways, as time goes on. And, that was just one of those moments where I just couldn't contain the grief in that moment, cause I miss him. It's making me emotional now. Sorry. So sorry, you guys. It's a difficult time of year. It's a difficult time of year to be without somebody that you love so much. Sorry. Anyways, so when my hairdresser came out and she saw me crying, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like, do you need something? Should we go in the back room? Let me get you another drink." Like, she just was so sweet and so attentive. And, she gave me a big hug and, just kind of chatted it up with me so that I could move past that little moment of grief. But what I appreciated about her is that she didn't say anything like, "You'll get over it," or "this will move on with time," or whatever, because it doesn't. You don't get over it. And it's just a new normal that you have to adjust yourself to. And she just kind of let me have that moment of grief rather than trying to like talk me out of it, And so anyway, all of that to tell you that I was very, very happy to give her that tip. And I'm pleased that little bit of extra money was in there for me to do that. I mean, like I said, I would have happily pulled it from my own personal spending, and I am going to have to pull $1 from my own personal spending, because I think it's important to show a little bit of extra love to the people in your life who are in the service industry around this time of year too. So anyways, I'm sorry to have gone like super emotional on you there, but this is just, it's life, when you lose somebody significant, the wound is a very deep scar. I always say about my dad's passing that his absence is a presence, and that remains true. And I don't think it'll ever not be true for the rest of my life. So anyways, I hope I didn't bring any of you down. But we are going to go ahead and move along here. Since we were already in my pretty hair envelope, we will go into my hers envelope because I do have money to return anyway. And so instead of this $7, we're going to go ahead and do $8 because I have to pull that extra $1 from the tip for my haircut. So let's go ahead and grab $8 here. Oh, we'll just do 10 and we'll pull back 2. And so now in my personal spending, I have 50, 100, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 129, which is very, very nice. So 129, although I am going to be spending from this for my husband. I still haven't bought him the 2 last things that I want, but don't worry, they're online things. So I don't have to worry about them getting here in time for Christmas. And I forgot what I have left. What did I say? I think I said 129. If I end up discovering that was wrong, it will be okay. Oh, you know what? No, it wasn't just $8. Then I had this extra, I had 12 here. That's the last of it. So I'm gonna have to recount mine anyway. So I'll pull another 12 out. I'm losing my light, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to pull back 8. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we will recount my money. Let's see. There we go. 50, 100, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So now we have 117 in my envelope. I'll put a little check mark and put lines through here. All right, now what else do we have in A low priority sinking funds. Oh, dine out. For sure, dine out. Okay. So 47 and 4 is all it looks like. So 51 from dine out. 20, 40, 51. And remaining in dine out, we have 20, 40, 50, 65, 75. So 75 left in dine out. That's good stuff. 75. Where's my dine out? Here we go. 75. And put a check mark through those. Let's check. I don't think we have any other low priority here. Nope. We are done. And then we will pop into holiday, which I have a couple of, and then my business binder, which I also have a couple of. So let's go back up to the top here. Gifts. Let me just make sure it's not anywhere else. No. Gifts is $12. Let's check. Oh, good. 1, 2, and a 10. So remaining in gifts, I have 100, 200, 50, 70, 80, 90, 300, 5, 6, and 7. So 307 in gifts. Still, let's go ahead and do that. 307 and a check mark. Let me just put this over here. All right, and then in Partay, I know we had to go into there too. And I think it was just this one expense. Yeah, for $10 from Partay. All right, sorry, I was interrupted by my husband. And remaining in Partay, we have 120, 40, 50, 65. So 165 left in Partay. If I'm not careful, this will turn into another romantic cash or weekly check-in. What did you say? 165? You guys know. Partay. Here we go. 165. And then I think that's it for holiday sinking funds. Oh, I didn't put a check mark next to these. Silly Veda. Okay. Yep. So now we're just in my business binder. So let's do materials first. So I've got 30, 19. Oh, that's it. So 49 from materials. Oh man. So I'll just grab 51 back. So 51. And remaining in materials, I have 100, 50, 75, 85, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. So 198 in materials. There it is. And then where's my other one? There it is. And then from my YouTube envelope, I've got 24. Oops. 60. I think that's it. So 84 from YouTube. Oh, this is what you get for condensing. So I'll need 16 back. So 10, 15, 16. Sorry if you can hear the kids playing basketball next to my window. So now on YouTube, I have 20, 35, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 45 left in a YouTube. Whoopsies. Can't find, oh, there we go. So 45, I'm gonna put a check mark there. and a check mark there. And then I think all that we have left in here is shipping supplies. So let me just find that. So 38. I think that might be it though. Yeah. Yep. So just the 38 from shipping supplies. And I'm pretty sure that's all the envelope has. Let me just double check. So 20, 35, 36, 37, 38. Yep. And so that envelope is empty. Just so long as you guys can still see, that's all I care about. Okay, so it's empty and we've got it checked off. Okay, so that means that remaining here, I should have 573, excuse me, $573. Wish me luck. Here we go. 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400 for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 500, 5, 10, 15, 25, whoops, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 1, 2, and 3. 573. We did it. After emotions and rambling and all the rest of it, we've got $573 sitting here. Thank goodness. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below, letting me know if you have any special plans for Christmas this weekend, or Monday rather. I hope that it is a wonderful Christmas and that you just enjoy your time with friends and family, and that you eat all the good food and drink all the good drinks and just enjoy yourself and relax a little bit. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. You have a Merry, Merry Christmas, and I still don't know if I'm going to upload the cash stuffing on Tuesday or Wednesday, but you guys will see it whenever it does go up. And there was one other thing that I wanted to tell you. Oh, if you happen to be catching this video the day that it goes live, my sale is good through the end of today, my birthday sale in my Etsy shop. So go give that one a look too if you haven't gotten a chance. But otherwise, you guys have a lovely weekend, a Merry Christmas, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.